Dear students, this is the third lecture of 6th week and its second term is going on. In previous two discussions, in previous two lectures, we had established the basic concept of force. So now it's turn to talk about numerical problems which are given at page number 83. So let's start. Numerical 3.1. What is the data given here? A force of 20 Newton moves a body with an acceleration of 2 meter per square second. What is its mass? So it is very clear that force is given, acceleration is given, and we are to find the mass. Okay. So which formula is there? F is equal to ma. The mathematical form for Newton's second law of motion. So after rearranging, we get this m is equal to F by A. Now plugging the value, F is 20 Newton and acceleration is 2 meter per square second. So after simplification, we are having 10, which is the numerical magnitude of the mass, and kilogram is the unit. 3.2, the weight of the body is 147 Newton. What is its mass? Here, dear student, you are observing a new term, weight. So, what is weight? Suppose an object is falling freely downward due to its mass, and as it is moving downward, so it moves under the action of gravity. And whenever any body is moving freely downward, it has certain acceleration which is known as acceleration due to gravity. So this makes the concept of weight. So this body is moving downward owing to its weight. So this statement is given here. So we use this formula, W is equal to mg. It is the analog of F is equal to ma, as we talked about in second law of motion. F is equal to ma. Here we have replaced A by G and F by W. So W is equal to mg is the vertical analog of force. F is equal to m. So rearranging it and finally putting the values. W is 147 Newton and G is G is constant, 10 meter per square second. After simplification, we are having 14.7 kilogram. Next is 3.3. How much force is needed to prevent a body of mass 10 kilogram from falling? A body, any body which is having some mass is falling. If it is let to move downward, if it is set free, it is moving downward. So all bodies are moving downward due to their weights, and if we want to hold it and don't let it go down, then we have to apply the force equal to its weight. So this is the concept. Okay, it is moving downward due to its weight W, and we are to hold it so that it would not fall. So we are to provide some force which is basically balancing the weight. So F is equal to ma is there, and we have noticed that the mass is 10 kilogram, and as the body is having constant acceleration due to gravity. So m is 10 kilogram and a is the acceleration due to gravity 10. So finally we get 100 Newton. So this 100 Newton is force should be provided to this body to prevent it from falling downward. 3.4. Find the acceleration produced by the force. We have to find the acceleration. by the force of 100 Newton. Force is given in a mass of 50 kilogram mass. So again, these three quantities are given, and which equation is containing or dealing with these three parameters, F is equal to m. So rearranging it, and then let's put the value, F is 100 Newton and m is 50 kilogram. So we get acceleration as 2 is the magnitude, numerical magnitude of acceleration, and meter per square second is the SI unit for acceleration. 3.5. A body has weight 20 Newton. How much force is required to move it vertically upward with an acceleration of 2 meter per square second? Here, dear students, you are noticing that a body is having 20 Newton as its weight and it is falling downward. If it is if it is set free. And now in this numerical, the condition is we are to move this upward so that it has acceleration as 2 meter per square second. Here you are noticing that number one, the body is moving downward with its weight due to its weight W. And now in this the given condition suggests that if a body is moving upward, then we have to apply a force which is actually greater than W. That's why body is moving upward. So this is the basic theme of the basic concept of this numerical 3.4. So as the body is moving upward, so F net equal T minus W. Here T actually represents the upward force, and W represents the downward force, and this T minus W suggests that T is greater than W. That's why F net is generated, and F is equal to ma, and W is equal to mg. Now rearranging it, and finally we get T equal m times a plus g. And now here what we get, this equation number 1 demand that we should have m, a and g, and g is 10 meter per square second, a is given 2 meter per square second, and m is yet to be found. So using this formula, this is the same, F is equal to ma, and what is its analog, W is equal to mg, as we kept on talking about it. So this formula is used. So m is equal to W by g, and after simplification we get mass as 2 kg. Now we are having everything in our hand. So plugging all these three values in equation number 1, so we get T equal 2 times 2 plus 10. After simplification we are having 20 Newton. So this body requires a force of 20 Newton so that it gets an acceleration of 2 meter per square second in upward direction. Now 3.6. Two masses 52 kilogram and 48 kilogram. Let it be M1 and this is M2. Are attached to the ends of a string that passes over a frictionless pulley. Find tension. Tension is represented by T in the string, and the acceleration. Acceleration is represented by A. In the bodies when both the masses are moving vertically. So here, if I make them more visible, suppose this is the pulley, and two bodies are attached with the rope at the ends. This is the setup. Here this is M1 and this is m2, and these two are attached at the end of the rope and passing over a pulley. So this makes a setup which is called Atwood machine. Atwood machine. This setup is simply called Atwood machine. So this Atwood machine is given in detail in your book. So here we use makeup, just formulae. The formula for the tension is this one: T equal to m1 m2 g divided by m1 plus m2, and the formula for acceleration is A equal m1 minus m2 g divided by m1 plus m2. So you can solve it by yourself by simply putting the values, because we are having both masses m1 and m2 and g equal 10 meter per square second. So it's very handy to get the results. So dear students, do them yourself. 3.7. Two masses 26 kilogram and 24 kilogram. Again, these masses are given, are attached to the ends of a string which passes over a frictionless pulley. 26 kilogram is lying over a smooth horizontal table. 24 Newton mass is moving vertically downward. Find the tension. Again, we have to find the tension. T question mark in the string, and acceleration A is equal to question mark. So again, dear students, let me make it more clear. Suppose, what is the situation given in this numerical? This is, suppose this is the table and a block 26 kilogram is lying over here, and here is a pulley, and it is given that this body is attached with rope, and after passing a pulley there is another body which is hung vertically. So this is the second body of 24 Newton. So in this situation you are observing that this is tension, okay, and the weight is pulling this body downward. So again, this is the case for connected bodies, and we got mathematical forms for tension and acceleration. So the formula for tension in this case, because here both bodies are not moving vertically, rather one body is sliding horizontally here forward and one is moving vertically downward. So the situation is a little bit changed. So formula are tension equal m1 m2 g by m1 plus m2, and acceleration is m1 g over m1 plus 1. So dear students, again we are having two formulae and the values for m1 m2 and g is there. So just plug the values and get answer. So do it again for by yourself. Numerical number 3.8. Here, dear students, you are noticing that the term momentum is there. So how much time is required? Time is to be found out. Is required to change 22 Newton second, and you know this Newton second is the momentum represented by P by the force of 20 Newton. F is given. So there's a formula: F equal the change in momentum divided by time. Dear students, you can understand this formula. If you suppose you are having F is equal to ma, and you know acceleration is rate of change of velocity, Vf minus Vi by t. Now multiply m inside the bracket. You are having m Vf minus mvi divided by t. And in upstairs, in numerators, we are finding the product of mass and velocity. And what is that called? Momentum. So this is final momentum, and this is initial momentum, and in downstairs we are having time. So this is how to get this formula, which is utilized in this numerical. So after rearranging, we get T is equal to the momentum, change in momentum divided by force. So plugging the value, change in momentum is 22 Newton second and force is 20 Newton. So we get time as 1.1 second, where 1.1 is the numerical magnitude and second is the SI unit for time. Numerical 3.9. How much is the force of friction between a wooden block of mass 5 kg and the horizontal marble floor? Here you are noticing that there is a marble floor and a wooden block is placed over it. Suppose this is the wooden block, and you are noticing that the surfaces of wooden block and marble floor are just touching each other, means there is a friction. So coefficient of friction is 0.6. So we are having the formula F is equal to mu R, where mu is this one, which is called the coefficient of friction, and this R, weight is acting downward, W is equal to mg, and the R is actually the normal force, which is equal to the weight. So that's why we have replaced R as mg. So here you are noticing that you require only mu, m and g, and you see all these three parameters are known here. Mu is 0.6 times m is 5 kg and the g is 10, and if you multiply all these three factors, you are having 30. And what is the unit of friction? Friction is actually a force, Newton. Numerical 3.10. Here, how much is centripetal force is needed? Again, centripetal force is basically a kind of force, and there is a C in subscript. C specifies the centripetal. Is needed to make a body of mass 0.5 kilogram. Mass is given. Moves in a circle of radius 50 centimeter. This is the radius, represented by small r, and with the speed 3 meter per second. Speed is v. Here you have to just make this r equal, this is 50 centimeter, and we are to convert this centimeter into meter, where c is the prefix, which is 10 to the power minus b. Mean we are to divide 50 divided by 100, and what we get out of it? 50 divided by 100, 0.5 meter. Now we are having the formula for centripetal force. Actually, what is it? Let me make it clear. Suppose you have attached a stone with the rope and move with this stone in a circular path. So this stone is moving in a circular path provided with the force which is actually from the center. That is why it is called centripetal force. Okay. And formula for this force is Fc is equal to mv square by r. Again you are having mass. Now plug the mass. Mass is equal to 0.5 and v square. V is given as 3 meter per second, and we just recalculated R as 0.5, and after simplification you get 9 as the numerical magnitude. And what should be the unit of force? Again, Newton. So dear students, in this third lecture of the 6th week, we talked about we actually solved the numerical problems. So hopefully you understand, and if you keep on doing whatever you are given as an assignment, I mean some numericals are left for you to be solved them. So if you solve them, you would have more practice and more appreciation to deal with the numerical problem. So this is we have completed all 3 lectures for week 6. So dear students, see you in week 7 with more 3 lectures. Up till now, take care of yourself and see you next time.